Hey Kevin, what are you doing?
Hey, how you doing? This is Pops. He's visiting from North Carolina, and he just popped in for a little while. We're gonna make a cricket. So what we got here is really, it's kind of fun little art. You know, it's a railroad spike, and it's some rods and to make the legs, and some smaller rods to make the antenna. So I've got a piece of copper plate here. It's about a 1/4 inch thick, I guess. It's really great for just laying out your pieces here, you know, little stuff you want to weld, because you're not going to stick it to the table. So we've got enough here cut out for the legs. You know, we've got enough for the 4 smaller legs. We've got 2 antennae. We're short a couple of the big legs. And of course, the next thing we need to do is just clean up the edges a little, round off both edges, so that way it doesn't matter where we weld it together, how we weld it.
Right.
That way there's always going to be a nice smooth round edge on the bottom, so you know, no cut fingers or anything like that. So
Yep.
I mean, either on the stone or on the little flap wheel over here, just round it off a little, get nice bright shiny metal so we can weld it.
All right.
Okay, so I've got a couple of these laid out. You want to go ahead and take them?
I'll try.
Alrighty. Pop's never TIG welded before, so we'll see how this works out. Like a pro.
So this is bigger rod than before, so there's a bigger gap there. So
Right.
So
But you know, all you need to do is just come, start right here where it's touching, and just dribble a little down this way. Do your weld down into the portion where you can get in there, and then once we get it welded to the body and get it standing upright, then that area is going to be right up and exposed and right up in the air, and we'll go back in and weld that in and form that the way we want it.
if it was flush, it'd be easier, but there's the gap there.
Right here where I just joined the 2 pieces together before and just put a little ball of weld around there, that kind of makes it look like a knee. If we went over to the grinder or went back on the bandsaw and cut them so they were like 245s and it fit together perfectly, and you put this little tiny little itty bitty bead around it, well, it looked like you cut it out of a piece of metal. You just cut the whole leg out in one chunk rather than having separate pieces there.
Right.
It just makes it look a little more organic. I can get the little drill press vise, and we can put it upright where we can weld it then, weld it in the vise and then attach it, or it's easier just to weld it to the body, then do it all. So now that we got the legs welded, we've got those at least all tacked together, we got this rusty, nasty, ugly old spike. So let me show you a trick to clean these up. This is actually a polishing wheel, and I thought, hey, let's try it, see what happens. Well, it is really amazing how well that thing works. I mean, you move your hand over it now, you can see your reflection in that surface. It's just this rusty, nasty old spike.
Just a couple minutes.
Yeah. So we got the body cleaned up, both sides. We can get our legs and everything welded on. Got the top of the head cleaned up. We can get the antenna welded on. So let's get to welding.
All right.
So just a little bit of a tack. Just enough to get it stuck on there. And now you look at them and you think, good God, what was that? The antenna are just straight up in the air. So as soon as we get it all welded, firm, then we'll bring in the oxygen and settle it, warm it up a little, give them a little tweak, give them a little life. So because this leg bent just a little bit as you were welding it,
right.
So I'm just going to take the TIG torch, and I just want to warm up that joint right there just a little, and you're just going to bend that leg down until it touches the table.
Okay.
So now we have all 6 feet on the ground, so let me go ahead and finish the little knee joints right there. See, this is kind of fun. This is why I really love TIG so much. With the foot pedal, I've got so much control over my amperage. I can go from the little 16th I can go from the little 16th filler rod you were using, I can jump all the way up to an 1/8" filler rod because I've got that big gap I want to fill in. Hot enough to get the leg hot and molten, then back way off with the foot pedal, but I can still sit there and feed that 1/8" in, just kind of let it flow back and forth and keep feeding, come back with the 16th, trim up the little edges a little bit, make it look like a knee joint, where you don't have to come in and grind it and mess with it and play with it. So I'll bring the torch in, or maybe I'll just go to the anvil, and just pound those antennae a little bit, give them a little life, give them a little character, and clean them up a little bit, and he's ready to go outside and get rusted. Thanks for coming into play for a little while, and thank you guys for watching. You get the chance, reach down there and hit that subscribe button for me. Don't forget to click on some of my other videos. Click on those ads. Yeah, I only get a couple of pennies for it, but you know what? That welder's hungry, I gotta feed it. So click on an ad for me if you can. I'll see you guys next week. Navy never leaves her buddies behind, but wait.
Village people.
Village people, right.